Good morning, everybody. And sadly, we lost another Albany County woman overnight. She was in her 80s, and my condolences and prayers go out to the family. That brings us up to 119. To the other 118 families that had to live through this, again, our condolences and prayers are with you. And it's a sad, difficult time. I know they're doing funerals a little bit differently. They're starting to open them up a little bit more, but it's still not where it was, and it's hard to say goodbye to a loved one in any time in your life. And it's a little bit harder now with this epidemic going on and everything else. So to the family, our condolences and love go out to you and our prayers. So to the essential workers, thank you for the last 14 weeks, what you've done, keeping us going forward, to opening the phase 3 on Wednesday, hopefully, with everything going well and the non-essential workers starting to come back to work. Things are changing, reimagine the workforce, reimagine the work area as we go forward. Some of the things to clarify: the governor's allowing low-risk youth sports for those in phase 3 starting on July 6th. We'll be in phase 4 by then. Phase 4 for us, if we stay on the timeline that we have been and we don't get to open up early. As you know, we were trying to get open up early last week. Will be July 1st, will be the 4th phase and well into it. I'm sending a letter to the governor, though, today, requesting that he lets youth sports start July 1st. Teams are out. Listen, I've been driving around the county and people are out there. They have masks on, they're social distancing, but you see a lot of kids out playing sports and they're gearing up, right, wrong, or indifferent. So I know a lot of these kids been home for the last 13 weeks and they want to get out. They want to get to some type of normalcy. So they added in that was baseball, field hockey, softball, gymnastics, cross country. So just to name a few. So just continue to watch that. It changes. So as we get briefed either in our control room meetings or the governor makes his announcements every day, we'll get it out to you in a timely manner. I know everyone's ready for phase 3. I know a lot of the restaurants were. Some of the good things I heard, pros and cons, was about the tents being put outside, really helped businesses going into phase 3. You got to remember, only 50% of the businesses are allowed back in. So this really kind of gives them to get to full capacity because they get people outside and inside. It's a win situation to get people back to work and in moving forward. But it shows that as we go forward, things are working, and we're going in the right direction. So thank you to everyone that's socially distancing. Thank you to everyone that's doing the right thing. Our numbers as of today is 1,828, up 1 from yesterday, which is good news. And we have 365 people under mandatory quarantine. That's down 11, so which is all good news. And we have 5,388 people who have completed quarantine. And out of those, 1,617 tested positive for the virus have recovered. We have 9 new recoveries, which is also good news. Our hospital rate went up a little bit. We had 10 yesterday. We have 11 as of today. So that brings our hospitalization rate up to 0.6%. Those have tested positive. And yesterday the rate was 0.54. Still have 0 people in the ICU, which is going in the right direction, and our 5-day average is 3.8, which before it was 4.4, so which is also good news. It doesn't mean it's not out there, and I know Liza will talk more about this. It doesn't mean the virus went away. A couple things come into play: staying at home, social distancing, wearing masks in public, coughing into your arm, continue to clean your hands is working. I know I have had so many questions. I can't answer this. We had all these protests going on, all these people gathered, and thank God our numbers didn't go up. And I know some people are fed up and they're tired, and I hear you. I actually walked the golf course yesterday at Capitol Hills and ran into a lot of people, more people than I thought I was going to run into. And people had them questions. And why not graduations? 11,000 people protested. Why not this? Why not that? Listen, there's a reason, because there is a virus out there, and we have to be smart about it. I know it's a difficult time. I know it's a difficult time for Dr. Whalen and her family because her son graduates, and you want to see that achievement before they go on to high school and start a whole new stage in their life, or a kid graduating from college. I get it. I get the argument. I can't defend it. All I can say is that I appreciate you doing the right thing. I appreciate you socially distancing, because that's why we're going into phase 3, and that's why we're starting to open up, and probably that's why things are low. Our rate's low, but we still lost 118 people that were county residents, regardless of their age, underlying health issues. They're still family, and they're still a fabric of our community. So I'm glad we're doing the right thing, and it is. I do want to say to the class of 2020, I congratulate you. I know I can't answer it. I can have all the debates in the world I want. I had parents come after me and say, well, what if we call it a protest and we have it? I'm like, that's, get the intention, but wrong plan, execution. I get it. I know they're in a difficult time. But you know what? Take a step back, take a deep breath. Like I said, it's a marathon, not a sprint. And enjoy your kids. Give them a big hug and enjoy the time that you got to spend with them these last 14, 15 weeks. And appreciate that time in your life, that, as your kids move on and they move on to their own lives, this is an opportunity for you to remember all the time you get to spend with your children. So I also want to announce that this Thursday from 9:30 to 1, we're going to do testing at the Times Union Center. We're looking to close the street down in front. The testing's going to be open up to all non-essential workers and everyone coming back. If you'd like to get testing done, we want to provide that for you. People that have been at home and haven't gone out, or just want to make sure that they got a baseline, please, by all means, call for the appointment. The number is 518-465-4771. I'll say that again, 518-465-4771. You can call, and you have to schedule an appointment. And if we get a lot of people, we will stay at the Times Union more than one day. It's something we're doing in conjunction, and we're offering it to the city employees, for the city of Albany, through Kathy Sheen's office, through my office, to the controller's building, to all the businesses in downtown Albany, downtown bid, and everyone else. Please pay attention. If you'd like to get tested, we're going to do it this Thursday at the Times Union Center from 9:30 to 1, and hopefully close the street down. Again, for the essential workers, you got the Setview Arena, you got the UAlbany drive-through. The number is always up for you, 188-364-3065. Rite Aid in Colony, but you need to go online to make the appointment. Priority 1 in Gilderland. As always, area code 518-867-8040. So, again, like I said, things are going to change, and some of the good things, we have our libraries are opening up, and some of them have curbside pickup. I know a lot of people in the community depend on these buildings, not just to go in there, but to go in there and research stuff, to get books that they might not be able to get their hands on, to a variety of stuff, to get on the internet if they don't have internet. Or with the employees that become part of their family, that help them with their homework, or help them research stuff, or show them how to research stuff. So who better than to have here Scott, the Executive Director of the Albany Public Library. Scott, please.
Thank you, Dan. I want to thank the County Executive and Dr. Whalen for not only showing steady leadership through this, but also using data and telling the story, not just emotionally, but really using information correctly. And as public libraries are kind of the information hub for our community, from our field, we really want to thank you. We watch this every day. It has helped guide us in a time where there hasn't been a tremendous amount of guidance. So really from myself, but I know from my colleagues, we really appreciate everything you've been doing it. And as information experts, we think you've been doing it correctly. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm here to speak for the Albany Public Library, but also give some information about the community libraries spread throughout the county. If you go to uhls.org, information on your town's library and where they are in their phased approach to opening will be there. Again, that's uhls.org. APL staff have returned to the building today. We're spending the next few weeks kind of getting our buildings ready. Our book drops will be open tomorrow, so if you have material to return, those book drops will be open. Please return them that way. And remember that Albany Public Library is a fine-free library, so if you're concerned about fines that you've been collecting over the last few months. That won't happen. Just use our book drops. Libraries have worked really hard over the last 3 months, not just to provide virtual programming, but also to create a phased approach to all their openings. So we just want you to be patient with us. We're using data. We're looking at the way other libraries are opening across the country to do a slow, gradual approach to getting our doors open. And again, APL has created a huge suite of online story times and programs that you can find on our website or our YouTube channel, so we ask for you to go there. And you know, each library is going to approach this differently. There are some libraries that are doing curbside delivery starting in the next few days. Our hope is for us to start doing it in the next few weeks as we kind of roll out our services and see how things are working. I also invite anyone who's watching this on television, if you do not have internet connectivity, you can actually call us to do reference and research. One of multiple numbers is 518-217-5601. You can call our staff between 10 and 6 o'clock. We can help you do everything like find resources on COVID-19 or help with homework or just kind of do that research or hear a friendly voice on the other end. Again, that's 518-217-5601. All the other additional information can be found on albanypubliclibrary.org. Or if you want to see where your library is at, again, it's uhls.org. And thank you both for allowing us to be here today. And you know, we're going to do this slowly, but we're going to get back to where we were before we closed. But we just want to model for our community the right way to do it. And we've been using information and we've been working together to have, you know, really great plans that can be found on your library's website. But again, look at what we're doing, and we think this is a good way for businesses and even people in their personal life to model moving forward. But we're going to get there. We just need to do it slowly and with a level of intelligence using data that will make us slide back. So thank you.
Scott, thank you. And it's all the work that you do day in, day out in the community, and being the backbone there for us. So thank you. So today starts again a new teen challenge that we started with in partnership with PAL and AT&T for kids that are 13 to 18. So it's the Father Day challenge this Sunday. As well as moms have been wearing many hats, you know, obviously staying at home with their children, doing homework, being school teachers. I think that was the hardest thing I've heard from parents saying, hey, it was hard enough being home with our kids all day, but trying to now implement being a school teacher. Well, now you know how it is for your school teachers, that how hard of a job it is when they're out there educating your children. So please post your video on Instagram at hashtag Albany County Stay Safe by this Saturday, and do it in honor of Father's Day or that special person in your life that has been the inspiration in your life. Can be either or, and please, whatever inspires you, put it out there. And that person that has made could be your neighbor, someone that gives you inspiration. So please take the challenge. Our week 3 winners was Brianna Morton, and Caitlin Hebrew for Reimagine and Prom as the special end of the year dance. And there they are in their beautiful gowns. So thank you for participating and for winning. So another thing that was brought to my attention, it was really kind of moving. It was I believe she's a high school senior, and I hope I get this right from Holy Names, or I will apologize, Michaela Mackey, if I got that wrong. But it was her letter, and it was very inspirational. And I'm just going to read a few things from it and put it up there. But it took me back when I read it, and it's coming from a young African-American woman that sees the world through her lens. And that's why I said, everyone, you can't imagine what it is to walk in certain people's feet or understand the struggles that certain people have until you've dealt with it yourself. But I just want to take a few minutes to talk about it. But there were inspirational words sent from me from a young lady who reflect on what's been going on in this country, in a speech made by former First Lady Michelle Obama. She says, American citizens, not just American citizens, but a teenage black American citizen. She says her voice is something only she has, yet it seems it is constantly taken away. Although she still has hope, hope is an overused but strong word, a word that Michelle Obama, the former First Lady of America, said that she used every moment of her life. So therefore, this young woman can. She hopes her dreams of becoming a surgeon will come true. She hopes that she can be seen as an equal and not as if her skin tone automatically defines who she is. She hopes that the world will accept her for her. Inspiring words from Michaela Mackey. She also says, our country is great, but is a sinking ship. Protests, riots, looting, global pandemic, child trafficking, and much more. She calls on all her peers to show how their voice, their knowledge, and their hope will change America for future generations. I have to say it was very inspirational to hear from that. They're the generation that's going to be taking over for us. They're the next politicians, the next teachers, the next doctors, the next lawyers, the next judges. So very inspirational, being inspirational to your teens, inspiring them, not just for change, but in a direction that you think we should be going into. So thank you for sharing that letter with me. It was very, very moving. So, it's a challenge I put out to all the kids out there, as we look for change and inspiration, and you take a letter like this to inspire a generation. These are things we should be building our foundation off of, just like the inspiration and the words of Dr. King. So, Michaela, thank you for sharing that with me. Also, I want to remind people, as always, our mental health is available 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., area code 518-269-6634. And our 24-hour sexual assault hotline number is area code 518-447-716. And as always, the 211 number. But also, I want to say to a special person in my life, my youngest, Taryn. It is her 16th birthday, so I was made promise at 12 o'clock last night that I would give her a shout out and say happy birthday to her. So happy birthday, and yes, we'll be spoiling you tonight. And she opened a ton of presents this morning, so happy birthday, Taryn. Any questions? Oh, I'm sorry, Dr. Whalen. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Oh, thank you. Happy birthday, Taryn, and I would like to thank Michaela for such a beautiful letter and say we need more people like her in medicine, and I wish her the best of luck. I also want to thank Scott for his remarks. I think libraries in Albany are such a fantastic resource that we have, and it's always a good idea to plug those, especially if you have young kids and you can encourage them to start off reading. It's a gift that will take them through life. In terms of COVID-19, our numbers continue to stay low, which is reassuring. As you see when you look at the graph, we really are getting very low numbers of cases in and continue to track this on a daily basis. We do know that in other parts of the country we're starting to see cases increase, so it's important to continue vigilance and to continue the behaviors that we have taken part in to prevent the spread. Personally, I think when we look at the crowds gathering for the protests that we've seen recently, there's probably a couple of reasons why we're not seeing a large number of cases. The first reason is that we've been doing what we needed to do. People were staying home for a long period of time. People practiced social distancing, hand washing, and wearing masks. So that meant there wasn't a lot of COVID to circulate. And the second thing is people were wearing masks, and although there was not as much social distancing as there could have been, I think people were vigilant and they tried to respect other people's spaces in a way that they may not have done if COVID had not been around, and hopefully wash their hands. So, this is all reassuring, but it is also necessary to say that we need to remain vigilant if we want to continue the course that we're on, which is to reopen. It's something that all of us want, and so we all need to continue to work together to make that happen.
Thank you, Dr. Whalen. And again, it's 96 days today. We're in our 14th week, and please continue to do what you're doing. It's working. Can't thank you enough. And thank you for that, and stay safe.